All right, every leader out there has had this moment, right? That gut-wrenching feeling when your absolute star performer, the person you rely on, makes a big mistake. And yeah, it hits the project, but what really matters is what it does to them. So today, we're going to break down a framework for how you can handle that mistake, and more importantly, turn that setback into a serious comeback. So picture this. A project is going sideways, a client is not happy, a really costly error just happened. And who's responsible? Your go-to person, the one with the amazing track record. Now, your first instinct is probably to jump into damage control mode, right? But the single most important thing you can do is how you handle the person at the center of it all.
And here's the thing, the real key to understanding this. The mistake itself, honestly, that's the easy part. You can fix that. You can move the budget around, you can smooth things over with the client. The real danger, the hidden problem, is what's going on inside your employee's head. A failure of this size can absolutely shatter a high performer's confidence, and that can hurt their performance long after this one mistake is in the rearview mirror.
So let's get really clear on what we're dealing with here, because this isn't just any mistake. What makes this situation so different is who made the mistake and what's really on the line. Okay, so to be super clear, we're not talking about a new person who's still learning the ropes, and we're not talking about someone who consistently misses the mark. No. This is about someone who has earned your trust, someone with a fantastic track record. And that context, it changes everything. Because you know they hold themselves to an incredibly high standard, which means they are probably beating themselves up more than anyone else could. You see, the stakes are so much bigger than just this one project. Think about it. If their confidence is destroyed, what happens next? They might get timid, they stop taking risks, they start second-guessing every little thing. You could literally lose the very spark that made them a star in the first place. Your job, as their leader, is to step in and stop that from happening. And that prevention work, it starts the moment you have that first conversation after the mistake surfaces. And let me be clear, this is not a performance review. It's a really careful, thoughtful process of rebuilding trust and confidence. So let's walk through the 4 parts of this super important conversation. Think of this 4-step framework as your roadmap. You start by just acknowledging what happened, then you help rebuild their perspective, you show them you're on their side, and finally, you build trust by being honest. The really smart thing about this design is that it deals with the emotions first before you even think about the nuts and bolts of what went wrong. It's all about creating a safe space so you can actually solve the problem together. All right, step 1 is absolutely crucial. You have to take this seriously. The worst thing you can do is just brush it off with a, hey, don't worry about it, because that just tells them you don't get how they're feeling. You need to acknowledge the setback, but then right away put it into perspective. Your main goal here is to dial down their fear. Fear of getting fired, fear of being labeled a failure. You're basically saying, I see it, it's a real problem, and we're gonna get through it. Okay, next up, you gotta help them zoom out. Because in any big project, it's never 100% bad, right? Some things almost certainly went right before it all went wrong. Now, the key here is to be authentic. Don't make stuff up. But if there were parts of their work that were genuinely good, point them out. It's a powerful reminder that this one mistake doesn't cancel out all their other skills and efforts. Now, this next one, this might be the most powerful step of all. As the leader, you have to look inward at the organization. Ask yourself, was there a lack of resources, a flaw in our process? Was there something they just couldn't have known? When you can honestly say, we share responsibility for this, it's a game changer. It shifts the whole dynamic from you versus them to us. It shows you're in the trenches with them, and that builds incredible loyalty. And finally, the last step is all about building credibility through pure honesty. Look, when they own their part of the mistake, you have to agree with them. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try to make them feel better by pretending it wasn't a big deal. When you validate their own assessment, you're showing them that you see things clearly and you trust them to see it clearly too. That's the foundation for real learning. They feel heard, not just managed. Okay, so that critical first conversation is over. You kind of stabilized the situation. But you're not done yet, not even close. Now comes the proactive part, helping them rebuild that confidence they lost. It's time to engineer a win for them. And the idea here is really simple. What's the fastest way to get over a failure? A success. It's that straightforward. They need a chance to feel competent again, to see themselves in a positive light. And your job is to create that exact opportunity for them. This isn't leaving it to chance. It's about being strategic. So, what does this perfect comeback project look like? Well, it has 3 key ingredients. 1, it's short term. We want a quick win to boost that morale fast. 2, it's pretty much foolproof. You're setting them up for success. But 3, and this is so important, it is not a simple menial task. Giving them busy work would feel patronizing. It needs to be a real assignment where they can actually use their skills and get that genuine feeling of accomplishment.
All right, let's zoom out one last time. We've been talking about one person and one mistake. But how you handle these moments, it sends ripples across your entire team. This is bigger than one employee. This is about your leadership, and it's about the very culture you're building.
Because when you really boil it all down, what we've been talking about are the fundamental building blocks of great leadership. It's about having the emotional intelligence to validate someone's feelings. It's having the wisdom to put failure in perspective. It's having the humility to share responsibility. And it's about being a great coach, someone who actively engineers success for their team.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. A failure? That's just an event. It's a single point in time. But your response to that failure, that defines your culture. So what kind of culture are you building? Is it one of fear, where people hide their mistakes? Or is it a culture of resilience, where people feel safe enough to take smart risks, knowing that if they stumble, they'll be helped back up? What you do in these moments, it really does define everything.